So a few weeks ago, Chris brings me in and he says, hey, I got a 2006 Cummins customer, wants to make 1,000 horsepower on a single turbocharger. My response is usually,
why would you do that? Do twins? I said, no, I'm confident. This is the setup. This is what we're doing. He said, well, try talking to the customer to something else. I said, parts are ordered. This is what we're doing.
Ordered. So we're doing a 476 SXE single, just a minimalist setup, just a single turbocharger, dual fueler. Yeah. I mean, what else? What's the build list on
this thing? I mean, stock bottom end, 170,000 mile truck. It's got valve springs, push rods, head studs, all the essential top end components.
All the basics.
And it's a set of Exergy 150% over injectors, to kind of wrap up the fuel side of things.
Yep. Then behind it, we got a transit put together for them.
Yeah, no, that came from Firepunk. So it's their Comp 3 that they had that he's had very good luck with. The trans has been in the truck for about a year and a half.
Oh,
now.
That's right. We just had to troubleshoot a little.
Yep.
A couple things on trans.
Couple things on that.
Yes.
But,
so solid trans behind it. So it's a $20,000 build. You take a truck, along the way he's got probably 20K into it, and he's shooting for 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah. Well, the original goal was 900 to 1,000.
Okay.
And we ended up at 1,025.
1,025 on a single. So usually my reservation on this is, yeah, cool, 1,000 horsepower, 1,000 plus horsepower, but how's it drive, right? It's a street truck. This truck gets driven. I'm going to show you in a few minutes. This truck gets driven. But drivability is crucial. I have not driven this truck yet. Bob tuned it.
Yeah, over the last few days. I've been
came into my
driving
office this morning raving about it. So I'm going to see if it is really as good as they say it is. But first, I want to show you the truck a little bit, right? So if you've been following Calibrated Power for the last few years, you know that we're all about the new trucks, all about clean power, working with emissions compliant stuff. But we haven't forgotten our roots. We've tuned a lot of 06 and earlier trucks, and we know how the common rail system works in these earlier trucks, and it's fun to work on them now and then. It's been a while since I've been in a 2006 truck. It's just brought back a lot of memories, jumping into this truck. It's a driver. The thing is a driver, and if you have one of these things, and if you are in this category, you know this truck. You got the camo seat cover, you got the torn seat, you got the dirty door jambs, triple pillar gauges, right? Like, you need that many, and actually you need more than that. Just in case your passengers get the stinkies. You want to have these here too. I think every one of these trucks I get in has an empty chocolate milk container. Hangover cure, probably. Battery powered Sawzall. Oh yeah. One last thing. I think you can fix anything on a Cummins with this. All right, Chris, let's take it for a ride. Let's see if it lives up to the reputation. Okay, Chris, so, this is the drivability test, right?
Right.
When you turn the corner and you got to accelerate up to 60 miles an hour.
Yep.
And we want to see, what is the smoke output? A little bit of a cough there. Look, it's no twin truck,
right.
So I'm not even going to pretend. But
we're not sitting here saying that this is a drivable, streetable, you could tow with this truck. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is...
This is a hot rodder's truck.
This is a setup that someone would set up to go to the drag strip or to go to the sled pull within reason.
Yeah.
And what this customer wanted was something that was a little bit more on the budget side, make the power, and work with what we had to the best of our ability.
Yeah. Sacrifice a little on the drivability side if we need to.
Right.
But, yeah, I've driven a bunch of big single 5.9 trucks, and to be honest, it's always been kind of like makes me gag a little bit when someone says they want to do a 475 or a 480 or something on one of these engines, because it's not usually a well-matched setup. I'm not going to say this is a great match, but it's not bad. It's definitely getting a lot better than I remember. You can drive it smokeless if you want, and I am right now. And it's picking up speed, it shifts good. The real life big single. This is what it's like.
I've been in trucks where you can be doing this speed, you don't even hear the turbo come up on boost. We're cruising right now, we're at 5 pounds.
Yeah. And I think a lot of this has to do with Borgwarner's new technology in the SXE turbo. We've got a pretty conservative exhaust housing on it. We don't have the big turbine. We have the 87 millimeter turbine. It's not an overkill setup. It's not a 480 or an 88 or anything like that, but it's pretty serious. But I think a lot of guys get duped into, they get duped into kits like this.
Right.
And if you know what you're getting into, that's one thing. If you're buying it for the horsepower number and you expect to have a lot of good drivability, then you're going to be disappointed, and that's what we want to avoid. We want to make sure that guys have reasonable expectations when they get into a setup like this.
I think one of the big things, like you said, getting duped into, I think one of the big complaints guys have is, I was told that this will spool up like stock. I was told that this turbo's set up with a second gen manifold. Yada, I hear it every day.
Yeah, and this is the nicest manifold. This is
This isn't something that is gonna spool like stock. This is not something that you would tow with. This isn't something I would recommend for someone who's working the truck and daily driving. And it's not realistic.
Right.
But for the horsepower, the bang for your buck, and what we can do in the calibrations, I think it's come a long way.
Yeah, so should we go fast with it?
Let's do it.
All right, so we're in 4-wheel drive.
Tow haul engage.
Tow haul engage.
There we go.
Tune 5. Heavy.
Jeez. Just doing some street heads.
It's heavy. It fucking goes. I mean, I didn't even grab lockup on it, but once, you could tell once it grabbed lockup, it was there.
And there's not a huge plum of smoke either behind us.
Whew. All right. That's my fun for the day.
Now back to reality, right? That is so ear-piercing.
Yeah, that's 100 miles an hour. That thing is, I mean, literally everybody in a 2-mile radius is going to know what you're up to.
Yeah. This thing is not incognito in any way, shape, or form.
So the goal of this video, if you want to do it, you can.
Yeah.
Okay? This is what it's like. This is what you should expect. There's a crowd out there that definitely appreciates this.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you want to do that, call and talk to Chris Emke, right? I mean, you coached this gentleman through his whole build, so you're familiar with it. You know what to expect. We'd be more than happy to tune it for you. We can get it drivable. We can get it running good. Would I recommend you tow your gooseneck with it? Negative.
Absolutely
but if you want a street rod, this thing works. Likewise, if you like 1,000 horsepower and you want something that drives even better than this,
we have options.
Also call us. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
If you want to learn more, go to thedieseltunersblog.com or call 815-568-7920.